Coming to you live from our Soshanguve studios. Good day, this is TUT News and I'm Julius Mashifan.
And I'm Sembe Soshanu. Let's look at what making headlines at this hour.
SABC radio and TV presenter dies. Residents benefit from mall construction. After 27 years, Sir Alex Ferguson announces retirement. The nation is grieving the death of 46-year-old Vuyo Mbuli, who collapsed while watching a rugby match between the Cheetahs and the Reds at the Free State Stadium on Saturday night. He was treated at the scene before being rushed to hospital in Bloemfontein, where he later died.
Mr. Vuyo Mbuli made his debut in television in 1993 for SABC3 as a continuity presenter and worked his way up to sport presenting and news anchoring. Vuyo Mbuli started with his radio career on SAFM in 1995 when he teamed up with veteran Podium Bear. Since then, Mbuli has been with Morning Live on SABC2 since its inception on the 1st of November 1999. Over the past 12 years, Mbuli has interviewed many celebrities and politicians.
You're on Morning Live with former President Nelson Mandela. Tata, good morning.
Good morning, Gavo.
Welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, you're welcome.
With the condolences pouring into the Mbuli family, he has left a legacy among South Africans. Mbuli, who was perceived as a brilliant presenter, had a provenance for the use of all the languages found in our country. The country will remember him for his sign out. Mentoro ya bola bola mendo sharp sharp. Imakatsumulise TT News Soshanguve.
A motorcycle collided with a vehicle at Soshanguve Block F opposite Giant Stadium. The motorcyclist, being the only injured, was taken to hospital after the accident.
BMW 318i collided with a motorcycle at Soshanguve Beitekant Road opposite Navcock shopping centers on Monday afternoon. The BMW suffered minor damages as compared to the motorbike, which is totally wrecked. Emergency services arrived quickly on the scene, and later an ambulance left with the motorcyclist, who was in a terrible pain. Although the main cause of the accident is unknown, eyewitnesses seem to think the BMW driver was at fault.
There was a serious accident which took place on 2013 or 520 at around about 1400 hours, which occurred between Block AA and Block F, where a green BMW 318i collided with a black motorbike. The driver of the motorbike sustained a very serious injuries and was taken to George Mukhari Hospital to be treated for those serious injuries. And a case of reckless and indifferent driving was opened and is pending for investigation. Then we'll inform you about the seriousness or the outcome of the case.
The driver of the BMW could not comment since investigations are still pending. Julius Mashifani, TUT News, Soshanguve. The SATAL strike, still ongoing for weeks, now has left commuters stranded once again. The union has lowered their demands to a 13% wage increase, 5% down from their original demands.
It is almost 3 weeks since bus drivers have started striking. The South African Transport and Allied Workers Union, SATAU, demands an increase of 13% to wages of its members. The union is adamant that it won't take any offer less than double digits. The pressure is now put on taxis, especially in the morning and in the evening, to transport workers. As a result, taxi drivers are sometimes left with no choice but to overload, which occasionally cause accidents.
Yeah, pressure is there, especially in the evening, because people are waiting here and are up to very late. And we are also coming very late to come and ferry the people to their home.
Even though commuters flock to taxis, as for street vendors, there is no change to their business. To a lesser extent, the bus strike is lucrative towards the taxi business as the commuters are flocking in large number to taxis. And at the same time, the pressure upon the taxi drivers is high. Rishogitsu Mlangeni, TUT News, Pretoria.
The construction of the Soshanguve Mall has paved way for the employment of residents around the area. The residents in Block L stand to benefit most from this construction.
Residents in Soshanguve Block L have found new ways of generating income. The construction area of Soshanguve Mall has motivated them to open vendors around the construction site. Small businesses say that the site is an ideal place for business, as they are guaranteed to get hungry workers tumbling in bundles during lunchtime.
So we are so happy about this complex.
The commuter, who is also employed as a construction worker, reaps the benefits of working around the area he resides.
Residents around the construction area of Soshanguve Mall have found new ways of benefiting through small businesses. Some are even employed in the construction. Rabitz Mashiko, TUT News, Pretoria.
Stay tuned. We'll be back after the break.
Cape Town now.
I'm sorry, sir. That flight is
That
closed.
is a business class ticket.
Yes, sir. We could arrange a
Do
later
you know
flight.
who I am?
Introducing the rich aroma and distinctive taste of a new premium tea, Joko Gold.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? There's a gentleman here who doesn't know who he is. If anyone is able to assist him, please report to the information desk.
Joko Gold gives you strength when you need it.
Look what I put my hair through. Monday it's straight, Wednesday it's curly. Over time I'm left with split ends. But now I've found this.
New Repair and Protect from Pantene. It makes split ends appear instantly mended and helps give lasting split end protection.
With new Pantene, my hair looks healthy week after week.
New Repair and Protect Pantene. For really damaged tips, Pantene Split End Mender Serum. It targets split ends, helping to mend them, so hair tips look healthy. New Pantene Serum.
Welcome back. The Minister of Economic Development, Bulelani Magwanishe, attended the Muituti Economic Empowerment Conference held in Garankuwa. The program aims to help students develop their entrepreneurial skills.
TUT students attended in numbers the 4th annual of Muituti Economic Empowerment Development Program. They were gathered in this hall to listen to what the Minister of Economic Development had to say. The mood was very good as the students they were chanting songs of liberations. The program has been existing over the past 3 years. Some students have benefited a lot from this program. The minister outlined some of the basics of how to overcome the unemployment facing the society today.
Students to go beyond undergraduate studies and to go for postgraduate studies. It's because we want to encourage people from consumption of knowledge to production of knowledge. It is that production of knowledge that will build knowledge. It is that production of knowledge that will address some of the challenges facing us, the issues of policy gaps, the issues of development of new products, be it issues of generally dealing with our quality of life.
What are opportunities that as young people activity we are having? Then it's just the problem that student life is going to alert them as to after graduating which way to take.
The 4th annual conference of Muituti and economic empowerment ended on a very high note with students being motivated by the Deputy Minister of Economic Development. As students showed interest of how they can be able to use what they can today in order to build their businesses. Mantampekwa, TUT News, Garangua.
As the winter season seems to intensify, Soshanguve residents will keep warm as more solar heaters are being installed. This is part of the energy saving initiative.
Soshanguve is amongst townships in South Africa receiving installation of solar geysers. To reach the target of 1 million installed geysers, Energy Minister said they need to manufacture solar geysers locally.
That is why we say in the second year, the Minister of Trade and Industry says we will be starting to manufacture locally. So it is an integrated program. We could roll out faster, but we don't have the right technology. And that's why we have to rely on those who are importing the technology.
Residents welcomed the solar geysers with warm hands.
With winter approaching and Eskom hinting load shedding, residents of Soshanguve will not have to worry about warm water. It was Melan, TUT News, Soshanguve.
Residents of an isolated area in Soshanguve, Afghanistan, took it upon themselves to clean up their surroundings as they've been patiently awaiting the presence of waste removal services.
Residents of Afghanistan in Soshanguve celebrated Mother's Day by cleaning their own area. There were contradictions as to whether the municipality was notified or not.
So re ro gopela gore ne ba batla ba re cleanela so rena re itse decision re tle re cleanele ona because re bona gore mo renting ha o se
ka mo masipaleng a ba tsebe selo so bona batho ba re ba dula plekeleng o pleke ba dula mo yona a se pleke right so ba re bona ka bona ba ke cleanela mo eleng gore a ke be lore ba na le complaint ba je complaint ja bona ba di se mo masipala masipala o bota ba bona mogola.
Reducing crime was their first priority.
Senze ukuthi indawo yethu siqale ngani ngokuyiklina ngoba siyazi kusebusika icrime iningi mangabe kunama ama-spot la abantu bangazifihla khona into yokucala makungena kuba mnyama ngesiphi so into yokucala sidila ngecrime.
Without the help of Tshwane municipality, residents of Afghanistan took initiative to clean their own area in order to better their living conditions. It was Melani, TUT News, Soshanguve.
Still to come after the break, we'll hear about the shutdown of Lifenza Home Care.
Mr. Force, you don't use a broker for your car insurance, do you? Well, with us, life insurance is just as easy. Let me take you through it step by step. Yes, I am fully qualified.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Mrs. Masuku. Your husband was well covered. We'll finalize the claim as soon as possible. Just leave it to me.
For car, home, business, and life insurance, at Outsurance, we'll bend over backwards for you.
Welcome back. Lefenza Home Care has been forced to shut down due to lack of funding. Adding to their problems was the theft of food and furniture, which forced them to relocate.
Lefenza Home Care was established in 2009. They started by renting a place, but later on faced challenges which led them to relocating to this place in Block W.
Then we feel really that is in the fence, really members of the fence or no people. We don't take children from outside. They think that they are proud of what that's so called people fence. And in terms of rubber provider, to live in a rubber provider, but now our research funds in the what we can do for challenge our
They had to turn the orphanage into a preschool so children from the community could pay a certain fee to buy food.
So banokena gore ba try gore berekela umphakathi so mo ha ra bona bana ba le ba elo ba khonontsha tšhelete ya kgwedi gore no ira fela gore re kgone reka dijo ka a ona mo nna re tla dijo.
Not only is the building in a bad state, the toilets don't flush and they use buckets.
Charity begins at home. Cliché, right? But Lefenza Home Care is in need of more facilities in order for these kids to have a decent place to call home. Duduzile Metula, TUT News, Soshanguve.
Soshanguve Community Radio Station won an award for the best music show at the 5th MTN Radio Awards held at Sandton Convention Center. This is a big achievement for the station as it marks their first nomination in the Industry Awards.
The MTN Radio Awards took place at the Sandton Convention Center. They are set to honor radio personnel in all categories. Soshanguve Community Radio were big winners when they won Best Music Show on weekends. Name of the show, Ingcema Yokolo, presented by Mankos.
Umanje sebethi, the award goes to Pati Ingcema Yokolo. Yo, I couldn't believe. I was so excited. Bengazi ukuthi ngisukume ngihlale phansi noma ngenqe. But really I was so excited. I was so happy because that thing inkhombise ukuthi as a radio station as a whole. What I would like to say ukuthi mina I normally say uNkulunkulu uhlala emsakazweni.
As Soshanguve Community Radio, we don't broadcast for our community. We broadcast with them. It means our programming, we get suggestions from the community.
From 100%. Now, Soshanguve Community Station is regarded as the best radio station around the country. United must continue to use Soshanguve.
Now let's cross over to sports with Duduzile Metula.
Thank you, Julius. Well, for soccer fanatics, this might be the saddest news of the month. Manchester United's coach of 27 years, Sir Alex Ferguson, retires at the end of this season. However, he will still play an influential role in the executive management of the club.
20 goals this season. Bruce, yes! Unbelievable!
Sir Alex Ferguson retires after 27 years of coaching Manchester United. However, he remains the team's director and ambassador. Throughout his career, he was known to push everyone to perform to their full potential.
Alex's philosophy is the same as Matt Busby's, same as every fan that ever supports Man United. They want you to express yourself and they want you not to be boring and go for it.
Former players describe him as a man who only demands the best from the team.
You cannot fall out with him because he always wins. But of course we've had many stand-up rows, but thankfully Schmeichel and Pally got it a little bit more than I did. I think to play for him you have to have and be a certain type, and if you can't stand up to him, then he knows that you're not strong enough to play.
Bruce, yes! Unbelievable! This
With his departure, the executive are now charged with having to appoint the successor to a man who has won 13 league titles, 2 Champions Leagues, the Cup Winners' Cup, 5 FA Cups and 4 League Cups. The memories he made with the team will forever be treasured, and his presence in Old Trafford will be sorely missed by the Red Devils.
Tutuzile Metula, TUT News.
The University of Pretoria played host to 7 universities from across the country on Monday. This was in a hockey tournament organized by the Varsity Sports SA company as an extension of the popular Rugby Varsity Cup.
The Varsity Sports Hockey semi-finals that took place at the University of Pretoria proved that playing in your home ground is not always an advantage, as Tuks lost to the University of Free State by a stunning 1 goal. Other proud participants at the tournament were the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, the University of Cape Town, the University of Johannesburg and Wits.
A company that was formed by the World Cup winning captain Francois Pienaar, and he started a company to see whether he can enhance the sport at varsity other than rugby that's been done by Varsity Cup, and see whether we can create a competition that can create high performance sport and take sport to the next level as a form of development of sport in this country.
How do you feel being woman of the match?
It feels great because today is also my birthday. So it's like a double blessing. I thank God for that. It's not a natural talent, but talents come from God, so I thank you. Most of the game I can say we were dominating, but the opposition team, they put on a good show. We had to work for our goals and work as a team together.
With such an amazing display of talent, the national hockey team need not look any further when selecting future players. Zizi Pombeki, TUT News, Pretoria.
Residents of Mabopane have met with the National Sports Ministry for the second time in 2 weeks, but this time without their Minister of Sports, Fikile Mbalula, to discuss the program of action with the residents.
Mabopane Indoor Sports Center hosted part 2 of the meeting between the Ministry of Sports and Recreation and the community members of Mabopane, with readings such as renovating Ori Stadium and sustaining different sports. The Minister sent Chief of Staff Bongani Mkonyi to head up the meeting.
Mr. Fikile Mbalula on the 29th April visited this community to ask them what do they need him to do to better the lives of the people in this community, especially young people. So the meeting made suggestions and proposals to the minister on a number of issues, including sports facilities, sports equipment, sports attire, leveling of the playing fields, etc., etc. Therefore, today, on the 6th of May, the minister has mandated us to come.
Community members during part 1 meeting addressed their grievances to the minister's office, but the floor was opened again for those queries that were not heard to be heard in order for them to be included in the program of action. Kabele Moche, the ANC Youth League member from Mawita section, found it really fruitful, and he thinks that the wishes of the youth of Mabopane will be fulfilled.
The consultative process of today was very much fruitful to understand that it was much benefiting for young people in Mabopane.
Program of action was adopted, but now it's up to the minister to deliver. Dimakatumidise, T2 News, Mabopane.
Vardo's Football Club are excited to win the Vodacom League. However, they are nervous to participate in the playoffs that can lead them to the National First Division.
The Vodacom Promotional League, contesting 16 clubs around South Africa, it is about playing. At the end, the top 4 teams will qualify automatically for the National First Division. Vardo's Football Club has made it to the NFD playoffs, as they will prepare to be part of the playoffs.
Preparations are going well. As we won the league, usually we go to Mpumalanga for preparations at the playoffs. And this time again we go for the title. I think the approach now is different because experience that we got from the I think it's going to help us a lot going forward. I don't think we should differ because the teams were different.
Various players say to be preparing themselves mentally and physically.
Sharp and so first division
Their captain said they believe that they will make it.
I feel it since really playoffs last year. So no, we prepare a whole one.
Various players are excited to win the Vodacom League, yet they are nervous to play on the playoffs to proceed to the National First Division. However, they are preparing themselves. TUT News, Tembisa.
That's it from the sports desk. Back to you guys in studio.
Thank you to Tuzile Metula for the spot. On the other news, teenage pregnancy is one of the many challenges in South Africa. Tlamelong Clinic and Love Life held a youth festival to educate the youth about the contraceptive measures and leading in a healthy lifestyle.
Tlamelong Clinic held its annual youth festival that was aimed at educating the youth mostly about contraceptive types and pregnancy. The nurses together with Love Life made the festival fun but educational as well. Tlamelong Clinic has its own youth organization, which one of the nurses says its aim is to keep the youth away from the streets. The youth will also talk about the importance of exercising and of a healthy body.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Apart from all the serious business, there were some local artists who kept the crowd on their feet.
I don't worry, 'cause everything's gonna be alright. People keep talking, they say what they like. I don't worry, 'cause everything's gonna be alright.
Tlamelong Clinic, together with Love Life, take it upon themselves to educate the youth about prevention of pregnancy. Leila Matsombe, TUT News, Mabopane.
That's all we have for you today.
Join us again next time from Social Studios. It's bye for now.